What is diversity? To gain a better understanding, a simple definition of diversity is that it is an important aspect of workplace equality, in which it recognizes that people are different and possess varying cultures, values, and beliefs. Leaders must acknowledge diversity. Why is it so important? Number one, to avoid lawsuits. It is against federal law to discriminate against someone due to race, color, religion, sex, national origin, age, or disability. This is enforced by the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Next is the ever-increasing market globalization. Multinational corporations work with people of differing cultures on a daily basis. It also helps to foster innovation. Diverse teams have better problem-solving skills and creativity than non-diverse teams. A highly diverse team also builds trust, improved performance, and reduced turnover. And this all leads to a better quality of work life through creating an inclusive work environment. Also, a recent poll suggests that 83% of those surveyed said that a potential employer's commitment to diversity would be a significant factor in their decision to work there. How to create a diverse workplace. This is a four-step process. The first step is to raise awareness. This is simply to understand that people have different backgrounds and views. The second step is to develop a vision of inclusion. This vision should contain concepts including a harassment-free workplace, opening lines of communication to build trust, giving equal rights to all employees to achieve full potential, recognize and appreciate employees' ideas and perspectives, and satisfying employees' needs for positive work-life balance. The third step is to rethink key management concepts and principles. A company's mission and objectives should coincide with the new inclusive vision. And finally, the fourth step is to adapt new HR systems and processes. These better ideals should then be put into practice, with corporate leaders, managers, and HR taking the initiative to follow the guidelines. These are the necessary leadership qualities one should have to promote a diverse work environment. Number one, show respect and empathy. Employees will respond to this in kind. Recognize others as different but equal. Actively listen to different voices and opinions. Active listening is key here. Encourage open communication. An open door policy builds trust. Participative decision making and problem solving. Don't seclude anyone from this process. Showing integrity and advanced moral reasoning. Ethical dilemmas will test your morals. And finally, maintain a cooperative leadership style to achieve desired results.
Let us now examine some of the obstacles we face in creating diverse work environments. Some forms of discrimination commonly found in the workplace include sexism, ageism, racism, religious intolerance, and homophobia. Since discrimination affects so many people's lives, it's important that we take a closer look at it and try and understand it a little bit better. According to this study from Pew Research Center, almost 80% of Americans believe that Black people face at least a moderate amount of discrimination in our society today. For Hispanic people, that number is 76%. For Asian people, it's 71%. And for white people, it's 40%. Discrimination is characterized as unfair terms or conditions, or negative treatment based on personal characteristics or membership in a particular social group such as race, sex, or age. Related to discrimination is workplace mistreatment. A study from SSM Population Health defines mistreatment as interpersonal behaviors that inflict physical or psychological harm to a worker. Mistreatment is often broadly characterized as threats, harassment, or bullying, and can often manifest itself in incivility, ostracism, conflict, aggression, unwanted sexual attention, and abusive supervision. The same study examined 4,798 participants, asking them these 5 questions, asking if they had experienced discrimination or mistreatment on the job. It appears that the most common forms of discrimination were racial discrimination and discrimination based on sex. One way that discrimination can manifest itself is in hiring practices. In the 2004 case, Dukes vs. Wal-Mart, a central allegation was that supervisors would select candidates for job openings and for promotions via a tap on the shoulder. This resulted in a failure to make job opportunities widely available for women through posting and objective screening. Employers seeking to eliminate subtle discrimination in the workplace should maintain some form of neutral public job posting that communicates clear and accurate information to employees about the training and experience required to become eligible for a job, about job conditions, and about how the job fits into a career path in the organization. Some other ways that discrimination was presented in the Dukes vs. Wal-Mart case was a workplace environment favoring men over women, misogynistic comments, inappropriate behavior, and a gender wage gap between men and women in similar positions.
What is gender wage gap? It is the difference in earnings between men and women. The most recent Census Bureau data states that women of all races earn on average just 82 cents for every dollar earned by men. Some things that causes gender wage gap are differences in industries, meaning women working in home health aides and being a child care worker. These jobs tend to offer low pay and very few benefits. As for men's jobs or construction work, the second one is years of experience. Some women have less experience because they do stay at home with their child when they are born, and they usually wait a few years until going back to find work. I did attach a 2017 Pew Research Center chart down here. It represents the wage gap by race and ethnicity. I also wanted to add in some timeline facts for the gender wage gap. The gender wage gap dates to the beginning of civilization and has been a political issue since the 1860s. In 1963, they finally put a law out for the Equal Pay Act. This is mandating equal pay for equal work. President John F. Kennedy said that paying men and women different wages for the same work wasn't fair, and he agreed with that, and he says the average woman worker only earns 60% of the average wage for men.
Hey everybody, my name is Omar Islim. I'm a 20-year-old Palestinian American Business Information Systems student here at UNCG. I'm going to be talking about how managers and corporations can improve diversification and equality today, so let's hop right into it. Diversity brings huge benefits to businesses, everything from more innovation and improved decision making to a healthier bottom line, but these benefits don't come automatically. Even if a company started recruiting a more diverse group of employees, it wouldn't get the benefits, unless corporately it manages these processes carefully so that new hires feel welcomed and motivated when they join the company, and that all of the company's employees are included and respected and can lead to their best abilities. So today we'll look at how companies build a culture of diversity and inclusion in their workplaces, and we'll also look at what structures are put in place when doing so, including diversity practices around communications and training, setting SMART goals for these focuses on diversity, and we'll also be looking at statistics and examples from Lowe's and Apple. The first step, if managers want to go from a homogeneous workplace to a diverse one, includes making some changes in the way things are done. Corporations need to be responsible for doing this. We can take Lowe's for an example. According to their 2020 Culture and Diversity Inclusion Report, their mission statement states, We are committed to creating valuable career opportunities for our associates, supporting them and the communities where they live, and cultivating a culture that invites and encourages diverse opinions and ideas. According to the report, Lowe's initiated this by focusing on three foundations: talent, business, and culture. These charts below show the diversity data from 2019 to 2020. Based off the data, we can see significant progress in women and people of color at the executive and officer level, due mainly to having been exposed to Lowe's talents and diversity planning processes, supporting them to develop diverse talents for leadership and other critical roles. The second way to create a more diverse workplace is to look at different dimensions of diversity. To do this, it takes some planning, and most efficiently it's done by knocking one out at a time, where you have more focus. We can take a large company like Apple, for example. Apple's corporate mission is to bring the best personal computing products and support to students, educators, designers, scientists, engineers, business persons, and consumers in over 140 countries around the world. Based off of their inclusion and diversity report, they take initiative and focus on gender and racial equality, making sure everyone gets represented the same, pay equity, product development and diversifications, and creating products and services that suit anyone regardless of their background, career development, and allowing for opportunities to move up into higher roles and move around the company. According to these charts provided by the report, we can see that from 2014 to 2020, there was an overall 9% increase in global female representation for females under 30 years old, and there was an overall 4% increase for female global representation. Based on the chart for underrepresented community representation from 2014 to 2020, there was a 13% increase in representation for underrepresented groups under 30 years of age, and there was a 4% increase in representation for underrepresented groups overall. Progress and focus on these groups predominantly raises value to the brand and ultimately raises the overall brand image. Creating these balances in diversity and inclusion leads to success and makes a positive difference in the company. Managers and corporations can designate areas of focus based on a similar process and make decisions based on what is important to them, their customers, and their employees. Managers can do this by setting goals in each of these areas. They can focus on how will success be measured, on retention rates and how managers can aim for SMART goals to control these rates, on employee survey results, and results of the industry. The third way managers can build diversity is by building networks. The best way to help people overcome disagreements is to encourage them to mix in an informal setting or a social setting. Sometimes people can make use of specific groups to help them and connect with each other to share these experiences. According to Forbes, the most successful organizations make employee engagement central to their business strategies. They give employees clear expectations and provide them with the tools and support to do their best work. Many large companies have dedicated groups for different employee segments. This could be through directed work huddles or programs led by managers. For example, it could be a program to help workers quit smoking. In conclusion, to building a culture of diversity and equality, managers must take some changes in the way things are done, take initiative, and focus on gender and racial equality, pay equity, career development, and building networks to help employees integrate and connect.